with it.
A great time. Do not forget to share the broadcast. Invite your friends and family. Network is doing us gangster. Go osa opa, osa toba, osa foga.
Yeah.
All right, Yongo, maybe moving on. A lot of people adibanga join. Fuswanga nelio gudi. Out of all the zibani, before jani muda joga MCB panoba mwajoina UTM. Why UTM?
Okay. Why UTM for sababu ino kwambiri. And ndipange clear out kuti time ninka choka MCP. Sininkafuna kuti ndikupanga jump ship ndiwala ipane china. Ngati kuti naka ndipanga poach. So ndimaona ena ake tizigoba iti pa Facebook. Ndimafuna kupanga tag kwambiri ma poster UTM amene akamba za ineyo. It's not like kuti anawabera. Nacho kamene kuja. Nakhala 18 months ndibe chipani. And panopa ena seose some are my friends ena lemajeza nawo even akulu aku MCB kuti kwa pali certain section ya anthu mama ngati zigoba iti ena apanga ara media team whatever they're always on my case ndio amandabwisa pene apanga act like a beta x kuti pata 18 months koma ukakamirabe like kuti anthu ino nakuchokerani nazisiya izi I've grown as a man 18 months is a lot. Ndapanga decision ndubwera kundale ndabira chipani kuina. Move on. I moved on. You also move on. Yeah. So ndimangoseka pena nkamona ti ma attacks ta business. Yeah. So suri ali banga approach ajana after I left MCB my major parties ama lemona ali banga approach ambiri. Ambiri ali banga approach. Now mana ndima presenters manizina try to sell me the ideas also go mulafuna ende bwanji. Ambiri amagamba we want you to help us with mobilizing the youth. Ambiri kana makamene. Kuma it's one UTM that looked beyond my ability to mobilize the youth. And now manabo nathu angapo honorable Steve Mikaya, the regional governor of Southern Region, anayamba kalekale I say where you belong to UTM. I see whatever you post tikamajeza nawe wewe my ideas zako ndaja nda UTM animango upanga lipafu koma bachezabe honorable Jawala, the publicity secretary wa UTM, Lamene was seriously on my case and he never gave up on me. Akabolongwe every time amandikhola tikumane pena so sanduza kuti bwera ku UTM amangundifusa my ideas ase uchiona bwanji ndo ichechi tati pange ichi ndicho singagwire even issue ngati yamba panopa ija yama national yama membership registration maona UTM anje nandifusa what do you think about this singapange bounce back amalai paja anakana za makhadi mbuyomu. So things like those then maona kuti these guys are progressive nimeona my ideas out and they were telling me what they want to do 2025 and beyond. And during the same time also ndiona Bonjawala nazambaso kupanga engage in SKC kumayankhulana kuti what he wants to do beyond. And he was building an army of young people. This I tell you, there are so many young people inenda bwera naonekera masanga yonchi koma pachigulu chikubwera UTM enaso kuti ndali sanapangepo koma they are just influential young people in society ora kupanga zinthu mwaona abwera. So it was that time that SKC was saying he wants to demystify power and leadership. Sanga anthu mangoti SKC he wanted it to be so many people that are running with the agenda that he had, so it should be owned by the people. So when I was looking at those ideas and najongamo mosabisa amwe male mulomo simnakhayeko munthu andale dolo ngati SKC it is even athamene amadana ayaba komeneza mutima zimabwereka. What SKC did in 8 months no other politician has ever done at that top level. That guy started a movement within 8 months, managed to salvage about 1 million plus votes. Of course, the votes were nullified, but by that data, it's not a joke. And it can be verified because after they partnered with MCP won for the first time in 6 attempts. So you can tell this guy really had 1 million plus followers that he managed to build in 8 months. You see? But that was him alone, mostly. Now he said he wants to build this movement. And I said, okay, this is something I can be part of. So I told them, ndipase nthawi ndiganizire ndikuza
ndikuti kuthandiza
that was
kuti
May.
munakumanapo ndi the late SKC.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm going there.
Right.
Timangoyankhulana.
Okay.
2024 May. That's the time I said kuti ndiganizire kaya. That was the very first positive answer I made towards my return to politics.
Okay.
Ndiganizire kaya ena makana no politics simaifuna so makana natu nde
kukana kumeneko zikuoneka ngati kuti mwinatu you've been through an experience yokuti
naona
munaphinjika.
No okay kuphinjika, yes kuphinjika in terms of kuti kodi anthu adaleso amasintha chonchi.
Okay.
You get it, eh? But these guys, when we were together in the trenches, in opposition, discussing ideas, guys, kazatenga boma, ABC, hey guys, ziko that's it. Hey, all those things you would hear, Mr. Muja, they were culminating from discussions behind the scenes in an openly, zabanga ABCD. Then you talk about, wow, these same people change this way. And you see them, imagine now see marawa misongano. Imagine now is why our to wa mene mina makondera upeleka moni kwantu kumatawa antu mamoni kumatawa antu mafoni kumata like behaving like gods. Mena zali nthawi ya civilization in a Greek civilization, Roman, that's how politicians behave these days, which is sad. Yeah, because politicians must not be looked upon as demigods. They're just ordinary people. If you cut them, they bleed. They feel pain, they cry. They are nungalifetomwe. Komano our political system makes them feel like they're demigods, which is bad. So no pinjika kunenga kuti these people mbuyo tikauza yamamvera tikamba no matopanga no reason panoba sizuteka. So that frustrates. I was like, I'm never going to find myself in this space where you meet stubborn people that don't want to listen, that change just because their political status has changed. You know, so that's why I didn't want, and I thought all politicians are the same. That's what I used to say.
Right.
And then Mayo, I warmed up to the idea. You know what? You know, when you meet people, they tell you ideas, they ask from you, you become stimulated. You know, because trust me, but I feel like politics is a calling for me. No, not having I think it's a calling. Because I can go over my ideas, I'll be invigorated. Yeah, that's why after like 18 months or so, 3 years or so, without being on the political podium, the first speech I made, I was so fired up. If you remember. Because people thought maybe Kaliso Sapanga Chachadi. Komano felt it's a calling. It was in me, it was burning, something was burning.
Right.
So in Jawara May we meet again. Then June, it's funny. That week when SKC was in South Korea, I think it was a week before his death, right? We met in Jawara again. And there we agreed. And I wanted to have a conversation at Adaru, setting up a meeting.
Right.
Yeah. So taichamana kuti moyo suzi wakuti shirika chani mawe umangona kanthawi ilipo so after delaying in May chani then again SKC kura ndikangobwera ku Malawi on a Sunday. Yeah, I have some engagements. Thursday night 7 p.m. let's meet and finalize this thing.
So
and welcome, yes, and I'll welcome you officially into UTM.
Right.
Yeah, he even said he was gonna do a braai for me at his house. Blah blah blah. Asked me, what do you drink? Things like those. It was I think he was a very jovial person. Despite that, I didn't spend much time. I didn't spend time with him.
Right.
From what I could see. So we agreed, fine, and I was ready for that Thursday. I even got some suit. I got like a fitting bobo. Master Vice President, right? Then Monday, 10 a.m. check Facebook. The plane is missing. And for me, the first thing going in my mind, I was like, "What? This is not happening." Because I was counting down for that Thursday.
Right.
Now. Then, but we know what happened. Next day, he was announced dead, and I never got a chance to meet him in that setup during the campaign. Time machoka Blantyre. Ukasiya maepala au ukandidate wao ndajakwera. At that time I was also working with the Secretary General of MCP. Nakaimba pasipe pakawo paja. We had lunch. Najeza apo ndiapo offered us a drink. Those kind of moments, yes. Koma meeting seriously, we are doing politics together. That was supposed to be our first time. And the reason why I'm telling you SKC wa Mwalira, so why did you still continue even before you had that handshake with him, making things official?
Right.
I'm a man who lives up to my word. Yeah. So I promised SKC I'm joining UTM. There's no way I'm going to turn my back because he's dead. No. I said I'm joining UTM. I'm joining UTM. Yeah. That's why even that time when they announced his death, I made a post on Facebook. This guy, I was supposed to meet him this week. I was supposed to declare my membership to UTM this week. So I am a member.
Are you still happy with that decision?
So much. I've lived with it in a short time. It's been a month now and a few days. I've met so many friends in UTM. They've welcomed me so nicely, very accommodating to even ideas. You're in some circles already, you know, they have their structures, form. I'm always welcome on their tables. What do you think about this? And I feel like they value my brain more than where I was.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did you mwanenazo kuti kwambirira anthu amaona ngati kuti munasiya MCP for kunaibe udindo koma you have explained how munali PA wa one of the ministers. Why is it that munasiya chipani kusiyaso ntchito yanu?
Okay, funso labwino kwambiri. Nasiyaso ngati board member and chairperson of the finance and administration committee National Youth Council. You know why nasiya zimezi? Ndipase scenario. Nakonda ngona ndaruka MCP. Kumakakamira be ku National Youth Council kucho. Zoli bwezi ndi utonzedwa kwambiri.
Okay.
Yeah, apanga point imezi chatu nda president itu. A president is a politician. He's the president of MCP. So definitely one my policy, and this is the problem yao malayo unoko. Public service is politicized heavily. Heme mna DPP, my board member ose makando aja. Zangu ajungamo, my board member ose. Either you are DPP or you are somehow attached to them. Even now, all the board members that are there, either they are attached to MCP or to say alliance many people in courts. Mwina ndi mwana uncle wako yo ndi anthu omenyera nkhondo. Koma you just can't be somebody who's, let's say you are somehow a performer. Maybe very few. Kumambi sama kana unaona ngati Charles Kachiloweka anakana anapanga appoint ku board ya youth council. Because mama ka that political inclination. Or according you are independent, you are a neutral. Whenever you go there, the expectation is uspanga sayo. So nakawdine nakakamira kuti khalibe chairperson wa finance and janjani committee ku youth council kuja. Because ndi utozedwa kwambiri, and I knew that would happen. Bweza kupeza chondikamba chifanya niwe wachonga chipani kumukakamira izizi. That's why when I was writing my public statement nalemba kuti but in the same vein I've also resigned from my position in the board of the National Youth Council.
Frederick sananena zokuna kuti ananena mawina ake kumasintha.
Shout out to Fredo, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. Ananena kuti fisi ndi fisi. Ola sinthe phiri. Amakabe fisi. Inyo ndachichepere munala MCP mwachoka MCP mwapita ku UTM. Mwango sintha phiri.
Ine sifisi. Ine sifisi ndikwaziwa. Ine sifisi. You know,
because and one of the things that you've said kuti antena ndajera akungosintha zibani. Inuyo mwasintha zibani. How sure are we, and how sure are you, anthu akalishwa bwanji kuti inuyo simukusintha, inu mbwanizo siyanisa, inuyo simubweresa zako kupitisa ukuko.
Okay. I'm glad pano ndiva Mijedo. Ineso ndizi Jeda ako pang'ono. So I'll mention names.
Okay.
Do you know Ken Nsonda? Ken Nsonda, the famous foot soldier, the political foot soldier. And uze kwa chipani chimene sasa nakalemo yo malemo. Chili yose imejula mlaboma makalamo. Chili yose. Pano paso alwa kwa MCP pompano. Saruka chipani cholamula. Ama ruka chipani cha opposition, ama kalwa chimechi ulamula. I'm one of the very few people in the history of Malawi. Amena joka chipani chimechi ulamula. Chimena ntakuti akumva kukoma o. Kuchoka mene koko, nukakhala mandeka. Kala ndikujoin chipani cha opposition because I saw the values in that opposition party. And also amangona so kuyankhula anjawala misonkhano mwathu mwa mumabe sela. Chipani muntu sasintha chipani chimasintha muntu.
Okay.
You get it? Muntu watakhala ubwino chotani akalwa chipani chofoira amakhaso foira. Muntu watakhala ofoira chotani obwa chipani choti chili principle mlobwino chili ma values zake muntu chamatha kusintha. Mabesa. So I believe I did my own self cleansing the 18 months nakhala pandeka, and I don't think I was influenced. If I was influenced by the former party, I would have still been clinging there. You get it? But so I'm one of the few people I make personal choices. Kwambiri, what is someday maybe if we are having a spiritual talk or religious talk, I hold very different religious views.
Right.
I'm SDA. I'm SDA. Because there are certain things that I do that right SDA sabanga. So you know, I believe really I am an omnist. An omnist is somebody who values every religion and learns from them. There's some things that I learned from Islam. There's something that I learned from even Marastas. I've been to a Rasta tabernacle before.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm somebody who learns. And I believe, Goody, if you bring me evidence on something that challenges what I believe, if I see value in that evidence, you know, I'm one of the first people to accept. I think you're saying the truth. So I'm not a follower. I'm not a blind follower myself.
Okay.
I'm somebody who appeals to reason. I look at politics from a political philosophical point of view. I've studied political philosophy a little, and politics yanga is built on ideology. If I see kuti it is in Mbola, sindibanga nawo.
Eniyo ndi muthu andali and winaiso andala makhala amayankhula memuka yankho enoyo kuti ayi ndangochoka kuchifukwa kuku ndikuona ngati kuli tsogolo and all that. Ndino achichepere. Are you not giving us already my true colors? Because antikungopanga recycle ma politicians ma members amakanthu omweyo and niyo simukutione mukupita soko komweko chifukwa pa MCP pano UTM. Are you not following the same path yanthu amene amasintira anthu zandali?
No, I'm not. What matters is what drives you.
Right.
I haven't changed 3 political parties. I've only been a member of one party before. This is my second membership. So I wouldn't regard myself as a recycled politician. I'm far behind being recycled.
Okay.
Recycled politicians are opportunists. And I gave an example. I don't want to mention more. Like, azakusekera ni Mijedo. I don't want to mention more. Like, example more because that one is a prime example that is always in the public domain.
Right.
Right. And what has motivated me? Why would I be an opportunist to leave a party that is in government? Then I stay 18 months younger. Then join a party that is in opposition, and also join at a party where they are very vulnerable. At a time, at a period that, because now they look like they're vulnerable because the Sogolawa Malide. And also more on opportunities as jokers did our ruling parties. Why did I decide to still join when they look vulnerable in other people's eyes? Because I see potential and I look at the future and I see what they are representing. So right now, when I look at their manifesto 2019, some of the things that they were saying, I feel like this is representative of the Malawian dream. Right. So we now want to be part of that Malawian dream.
People think you're eyeing a position ku UTM. And antaka kunena zoti mukufuna muimire u president, kusina ku convention and all that. Are you eyeing a certain position that side?
Are you making reference to some other post?
Kuzungulira ndithu.
Kamburudo kena kake kaneka pa Facebook.
Anazoti mfuna muimire u president.
Naiona and at first I was furious. Komanta zaona lo awalemba ndani nakacheka ndizoti ndichigoba. So this is a coward. You think now I would announce my candidacy through a chigoba? Really? Mendili neyo basi nikapanga announce ndikuimira nawo kuzera kwa chigoba. Chigoba chake sikuti chimalemba zinthu za pro MCP government. Why would I do that? It's an answer. And when I saw it, I said, because anthu amazigwisa oka. 10 minutes before that post, napeza miss call kwa WhatsApp kwanga. Ijione kuti munthu uyu amayimba mongozi wadula. Ijadi rang for some 10 seconds wadula. Munthu uyu ndamuona, I know the person. Apanga nawo izozo zawo za media team zanja nizo. So I said, okay, this is not a coincidence. So fine tajitika. But no, I'm not running for the presidency. If I wanted to run for the presidency, I don't think it was the UTM. Bwenzitamba campaign yanga last year mwechi.
Okay.
Nakhona ndipanga za president yetu. And magazamene susuri sana ndusa last year yotu. Nikana I'm so fed up with this political system. Let me just start a socialist movement. And ndinayambadi. And it was gaining ground.
Okay.
Yeah, we had some young people that were saying, let's do this.
Chabwino mwina kuchipani kusimu kubanga that position kuma in future mumazona kuti mkhozo za imina president.
I will answer it in 2 ways. Joyambilira, only God knows what lies ahead.
Right.
God gives me life, long life. I can't write myself off. I mean, do you think I can fail as a president?
Do you think you can fail as a president?
The way you know me. And looking at the president we've had 6 presidents. I think only 2 among those, what I say, wow, these guys left a mark that I think they set the bar high. I would say Bingo Mtalika.
Right.
America Muzubanda Bingo Mtalika, and I started with Bingo Mtalika. Because Bingo Mtalika was only with us for 6 years. Kamuzubanda had 31 years. Kamuzubanda, people have got issues with him. I also have some issues with him, especially his record on human rights was very horrible. There was too many atrocities. Even now, my own family, Alibo Enoti, Anakuzidwe, and some majority body were all MCB zone because of our history. But there are certain things that he really laid a good blueprint that if he had followed through with Obati Batali. So 31 years was too long, so I give him that. Okay, anyway, man, because of the blueprint. Koma Bingo Mhaliga did a great job in 6 years. So, and if you look at the rest of the president's story, I don't think they've done a good job. They've done an average job, some even below average. As I said earlier on, Chiro minister sio vuda Nagambabwe. Yeah, president is sio vuda. When president Hangaruti, Awanga ni minister of you know. So when the president has got a good team, like Bingo had good Ogondwe. Do you remember what happened that time? He had a very good minister of finance. Things worked. So it all depends on what you do as a president. Who do you appoint? Do you build a good team or not? So why am I saying these things? O president sichiro vuda bakazio kopyezana kuti afro president awo. Na twazikanga takuchinga chinga. No. Mala unokoti ndika speed kacha kuti in our politics, unlike other countries, when you show ambition in Malawi, they kill you. Not kill you like literally kill you physically, they kill your political trajectory. The moment you show ambition, zibali zambiri safuna nambira amakayo mazibisa. That's why we have too many accidental presidents, because they're not groomed, they're not trained. In other countries, go to Tanzania, Chama cha Mapinduzi, they already know who will come after Suluhu Hassan right now. They have maybe 4 people they're training right now. Some are ministers, and I mean, in top government structures that will come after this lady, already being trained. They have like a school within the party. Even if you look at China, the communist part of China, after Xi Jinping, they already know a few guys, 3, already they're being groomed. Because it's normal. You need to prepare for the future, and there's nothing wrong to have ambition. You know, come out here when you say good, you have this ambition, people want to kill you. So that's how I answer you. God knows. If God gives me a long life, we never know what will be in the future. Do I think I'm capable? I think I can't be afraid to be a president, and I think I'll do a better job than 4 of the presidents we've had. I say there are 6, but 4 of the other 4, I think I'll do a much better job. So it's not something to fear.
And akunena za kuti UTM mukuoneka kuti you're vulnerable, mukuoneka kuti mukungoenda kuti simukuzwa kumene mukulowera. What's your take on what people are saying out there? Kuti ndi chipando chochikuoneka kuti chagwedezeka, simukuzwa kumene mukulowera, simukuzwa kuti mukupita kuti mukungoponya mizinga kuna kulikonse. What's your take on that? I
would say me up and 40, the focus is on UTM. This thing is a very normal thing in politics. Every party before a convention, especially when you have no leader or when a leader is stepping down, this happens. I can assure you, MCP will face this in 2029 when Chakwera is stepping down as president of MCP, because he's still president of MCP. Even if he loses next year as president of Malawi, he will still be president of MCP. He has that term until 2029.
Even if he what?
Even if he loses next year as president of Malawi,
right,
he will still be president of MCP unless he resigns. But the term they have given him now ends in 2029. That period was aone chipirikiti. Could President akuchoka. Uzaone management team pamachoka 2013. What happened? There were 13 candidates. If a William Moba vega ngati sa vega 5 ok, ka vega 4 ok. MCP had 13 in 2013, 2014.
How sure are you good they're not grooming Montwina already?
Because they don't groom future presidents in Malawian politics. I've been there.
So including Badianu, so you're not grooming.
I will see. I'm just a month old there.
Right.
I will see. But what I know from my interactions, because I interact so much well with fellow young politicians from other parties, because we've been meeting in fellowship and stuff. In Malawian politics, it's a taboo to groom the next president. Once somebody groom and I'm the sitting president. That's why you see some people being expelled from DBB. You have examples. Why was he removed? He has presidential ambitions, right? Yeah, that's how man politics. It's sad. Our politics is that primitive, because that's primitive. We need progressive politics. Yeah. So, and no, check what will happen after 17th November, after the convention.
Okay.
Yeah, UTM. Then you tell me Gudi Chabalika kapena. However, it's actually right, because kufuna oyu, kufuna this person, kufuna oyu. You can think they will be seeing eye to eye, panopa. It's natural. It's human nature. You know, people have got personal ambitions. Something I don't do. I don't practice tribal politics. So these things are normal. It's human nature. Convention negajitika. October mona amba kutsika. I think me agonika maweti kunja kusininga wine. Atsika. Wina basala awili. We never know. Kuma even apite 4 melimu, ka 5 melimu akapikisane. Let the best man or woman win.
komano inuyo simukufuna mukapange nawo mpikisano ena lose zimene mukutiuza panopa mufuna mutitsimikizire kuti
conversion. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Ambiri alipanga approach. Ambiri. Since the day I joined. Ambiri. Sanga, some, because they know my background, where I was, nali muneki, and ndimapanga save at hamaona. Some have interacted with me. Some appreciate my ideas. So all these people are talking to me. Ambiri. Ena amabwera even ndima proposal utenge mpando ubani nomango vestera and they're not wrong singa nyozi sakula kwisa it means they wish me well, they see a value in me, they see potential in me,
right?
Come as it is today, I'm still considering. I haven't really made a decision whether to run or not, because on one end I know I'm capable and I know I'll do a good job or whatever position that I may consider taking. On the other end, relatively a new member in the party. I don't know how other people would feel. Kuri angobwera afuna azidenga maudindo. No, some people have that kind of a feeling, eh? So I'm split between these two schools of thought, and I'm praying about it, I'm thinking about it. If I'm convinced there's a huge number of people that really want me to save in that capacity, I will consider it. But it doesn't mean I need a position for me to save. Trust me, I'm already saving right now.
There's a question in the comment section. Can you please tell us, are you team Kabambe, Usi or Kambala? I'm
team SKC, I'm team UTM. Whoever wins on 17th November, I will campaign for them like I've never campaigned before. Nope. I'm not. Okay, the first thing is, I'm not a delegate. So even if I choose Kambala, I choose Ntumbuga, I choose Kabambe, I choose Kariati, I choose Usi. I don't know if Usi is standing. Even if I choose either of them, I will not influence anything. Right. I don't even have a vote. Even the convention in Ganesa Kalo, Mwina, for the opening session, when they start voting, it's a closed session. So even if I say, no, I don't want to influence those who are maybe watching, those are delegates, they should make their own decision whom they think will carry that SKC legacy, because that's what matters the most. Yep. And how many yes, actually, so if you're more mapesi, you know, one thing I've learned in life, one thing that my grandmother, my maternal grandmother told me when I was very young. You know, when I was young, I used to stammer a lot. Okay. Maybe you may recall when we were at Pole. I'm better off now. I think with age, I've become more fluent in speaking and whatever. I wouldn't even stand for Guruma and Kola when I was, until I started drama, then I started boosting my confidence, whatever. So what my grandmother used to tell me when people used to mock me, they say, whatever they use against you, take it. Yeah? Okay. You know, take it as a building stone. Take it as a stepping stone. I won't get nothing you know. So I noted one thing, Masapota Facebook party, whatever, you know what? Let's embrace it. Because you know, people don't understand Mapesi Undijan. You know? They call you Moto Mapesi, meaning a fire that burns for a short time, eh? Right. Yeah? Koma, do you know Guti Mapesi 1 million what they can do? Mapesi rakozo piesa nyemba akaujuluka. So what do you need? What do you do? Mapesi mwana ngati na foil, mara mwana otengelo foil alipo ngati, for example. If you look at Malawi, 70% of the people are not living a comfortable life. I look at those as Mapesi. Bring them together. Let's light this fire. Ni moro Mapesi uyage mpaka na wina ave kuocha. You know? So that's why I say embrace it. It's okay. Mora Mapesi ife ni moro Mapesi kumene. Mora Mapesi omwe unimeona pangisa odi MCP ilawe boma after 5 attempts on their own osama winner. Mwaka number 2, 94 mpaka 2019. Mwaka number 2. The moment they associated with moro Mapesi une now, what happened? So moro Mapesi osafoira na omulimi wanzeru sada ya Mapesi. Okay. Because winner akozo salusa Mapesi omwe manyowa to prepare the land for the next planting season. Winner wanzeru will take the same Mapesi ukajesa ngombe zake zinyama zake. They will be well fed aguli saba ngama profit. Obusa ada Mapesi aja, the next time he or she will be complaining, this land is degraded. Ndikuzala sizi kumera bwino for another that winning formula that Mapesi. So Mapesi undifail. Nipo stili makana. Munanena zokuti one of the reason why munatutumuka mutapita ku MCP munamba udabozo anthu amasinta akalwa mboma. How sure are you that these people UTM mabanga join saza sinta akazalwa mboma? I'm not sure. So why do you have this confidence? I'm not sure. And okay, there are two things. I'm not sure, and I'll not be shocked if some change. Right. Because now I'm not approaching this in a naive way. I know politicians do change. But why I like this, because this one is a movement driven party. UTM is a movement. It's driven by the people power. You know, even right now, there's no finance ya UTM ina mabwera chitumba P. Anama songa ina sawa mati seka. Baka posti na age uzunga Facebook, songa drama, songa kuma sintha, list ya kuma era kuma seka. Songa drama. That's what we need, guys. These things should be, political parties should be initiated and owned by the people. Osati families, kuti chinchipani cha akuda kuti, or tribe. Ena wawa macho zipo opa kuti, ife tose sinsiri chula. Kuma tose, unakaona klipi na kama zungulira. Tose antundu, tifotele mfatu antundu meo. Tisalole kuti aluze yae, tifotele mtu watu. You're telling that people of a certain religion, antaku kuchitipa si Antoine, antaku nsanje si Antoine. And I don't want to be part of that. I want to be a part of a movement like this that doesn't see me kuti uyu amayagenda kuchitipa uyo. Abagenda ukalonga. Ine ndo akuchira zulu. No. So this movement, for me, that's the only political party in Malawi that's not tribal. Yeah, you can analyze all the parties. UTM is unique. That's why enama knows that it be based in the antu. Based in the antu. Based even okay region here. Based in the antu. I'm follow my ideas. That's the base. So ena kuza sinta zona. I believe kuti even aka we are sinta, the people are able to have the power to maneuver that situation. Right. Unlike where it's inclined towards a tribe or towards a certain family.
Pamene munali kunzuza amalengezo limwa joina UTM, there's one thing that you said and ndifana ndifuseso zimezo munanizo kuti mene ndavalira mu kuja ndakavala izo ndakateka. My question is why is it that andalenu so pena makuda zimenezo kumapangana like comparison ukusinda kapanga ichi kuda kapanga ichi amagolo kunyozana and all that. Why is it that it's always like that umalayi kunoko ndali?
Okay, thank you for that. If you observe all my speeches, simanyoza muntu. Pachaba, I made a comparison of, I said that because when I was in the other part, usually I say the other part. Usually the other part and we are free because usually MCB many MCB. Yeah. So many with the other part go. Nikakondo vala ligalia yanga inagi. You saw it. I had some green suit, green military suit, which was inspired by Che Guevara. Yeah, you know Che Guevara, the revolutionary. I had some outfits that were inspired by Sankara as well. So most of the makazi military, military outfits, So people might actually when I did my press statement, goody, the Kubera point is draw UTM. There are comments. Abande azivala jana meneo. Mesa zijasanga valeso basuti zija. Zamini mbili. Some would even ena malinyo ena some ndiziwa. Because some people have never even had a conversation with me like we're having now, or even without the spotlight. Koma amahanga kundiziwa kundinyoza amadika pesazi wakali kose amangoziwa kuchena basi. I was like, okay, if kuchena was an issue, it means you're not moving on.
Right.
So and I like people that don't move on. I like to punish them.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to punish them. So I said, okay, nakabasi my designer. I've got a designer who does my stuff.
Okay.
Maybe for the sake of advertising, I'm not mention her name because Mijedo Corner.
No, it's fine.
So,
because that's what we
okay. There's Trines. Her nickname is Nabanda. She has an imprint called Nabanda House of Stitches.
Okay.
She makes really good stuff. Most of the stuff that I wear, 90%, is her who makes them.
Okay.
So a big shout out to her. She dresses me well.
Yeah.
So namuzona say I need something very different. Sakare zima jani mavala zija. Koma must still be military themed.
Right.
And revolutionary. So I came up with that SWAT. SWAT SWAT themed thing that I wore. The one you put on the poster today.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. So I did that on purpose. So when I was saying mwanamenda valida kuchaguzi mandikhala. So I was comparing myself. Simanyoza muntu manoti ineyo wapano vani ine wakale uja. This one I think is looking more better. Okay. It was just part of political banter. That's why I mentioned that in the beginning of my speech before I started mentioning serious things.
Right.
It was just a way of me creating a rapport with my audience. You know you've done these things. You create a rapport with the audience, you make them stay glued to you. So whenever you speak sense, I'm the same. So that was it. Kuma you never see me kunyoza muntu, kunyoza jibani, no, whatever. But if you come for me, I come for you as well. That's my niche.
Okay. 10 years from now, where do you see yourself? I think we also need to talk about these long-term plans.
10 years from now, how old will I be? Oh, I'll be old. I didn't know I would be that old. Yeah. You know how old I'll be in 10 years from now?
Tell us.
I'll be 44.
How old are you? Oh, so
I'm 34.
You're 34.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm looking at me like, oh, wow. I'll be 6 years away from 50. I must have accomplished a lot of things by then, because when you hit 52, you're retiring.
Right.
Literally. So, yeah, that's also a call to me for me to work hard and see. But I see myself a happy person with a happy family, maybe with 3 more kids. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but God knows. Maybe with 1 more kid, but 3 more would be good, I think.
Okay.
I see myself established. I've got so many crazy ideas, even business ideas. We haven't talked business, but I've got so many. We've been talking on these things for over a decade now with you. Yeah.
But then political wise, when to know.
Political wise, I feel like I'll still be in politics.
Right.
I'll probably be an MP.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I'll run for an MP at some point. I wanted to run this coming year, but I think I'll not run.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to just attempt. I want to run for real. So when I'm going for it, I'm going fully in it. I want to win. I want to save my people. So maybe 2030 we'll try that. So maybe that time I'll be a second term serving MP. I think I want to serve for 2 terms or 3. I'll not go beyond that. So towards 50, I want to be a large scale farmer. I want to be a large scale farmer. I want to be living on a farmland, on a farmhouse, just living a peaceful life there. Maybe I'll be editing a newspaper.
Right.
Because I feel like I'll have time then, because I love writing a lot. That's how I look at myself. But the sky is the limit politically. You never know where God sends you. I might say I'll be preparing for my retirement then, but maybe God will be saying this is the genesis of another path politically. You know.
Mene munkachizira kwambiri. We cannot allow you to leave the hot seat. Tisanafuse fosoliri. Inuyo runda chakwera munaendi ubale wabwino kwambiri. You used to post, talk about him, goody, this is like a father to you, a whole lot of things. How is your relationship with your former boss?
Former boss, which one?
He's not a former boss.
Which one? Because Sanga, in your question, okay. Okay, the reason why I asked was I haven't really worked, I haven't had a boss to employ relationship with him.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, so when you say former boss, I thought you were asking about my past immediate boss.
Okay, no.
That's the most difficult question I've faced today. Unena musa bisa mafusona tima konzegere. Tima konzegere. That's why even one would taija ila tawo network fuso moyo nali yankaso ndende mimi nankra bana moje fa fusena makoro wazo akati fuso ejindi ga yanka chonje fuso isna sina konzegere. But to be honest with you, to say I have a relationship with him, I'll be lying.
Sorry?
To say I have got a relationship with him, I'll be lying.
Okay.
Because it's been over 3 years since I last spoke to him.
Right.
As in speaking, hearing his voice, speaking as in having a conversation. The woman opasa na moni mewe yankulana. I mean, but hatima yankulana adima opasa na moni. If I meet you by shop opasa moni, basa opasa na moni sima yankulana. Enya adima kumana, ayo ngomuli boa. So you can't say those are your friends or have a relationship with them. So I don't have any relationship with him. I can't lie to you. I don't wish him bad. Nope. I don't have his phone number anymore. I deleted it because I don't want to be tempted to write him. Because each time I see Woody, there's something that are wrong. Knowing me, I'll be tempted to write him.
Right.
So I fear maybe it might land me in trouble. He's still the state president, you know. So to avoid those things, I deleted his number. Yeah. So apart from him being the president of my country where I live in, I'm a citizen of. That's the only relationship that we have.
Okay. You're a very young man. Nazoru muinzaga 34. You know jijibeli.
I'm not cool. 34 not cool.
Go to 34.
You know. Actually, wajira bino uncle zozo. Moza hambili mwanae unowe especially politics. Anga gamia mauti ndine wa youth.
Yes.
You find 45-year-olds kumakala ma date of youth. Mzibani 50-year-olds. That's very bad.
The director of youth azikawazaga zingati.
Maria 35.
Okay.
Because according to the AU charter, sabide ku UN day inasema kaso lower kuna 29 AU charter bana ku youth mtwa zaka usabidia 35 So the moment panopeneyo mauze nakile mama makambirana zimwe za politics kuti panopeneyo the moment at 10:34 I told myself I need to transition.
Right.
So when I'm writing my profiles or I'm introducing myself, I never call myself a young politician. I call myself a politician.
Okay.
So even jamafa zakulika kuyete mukaima kapena ntandu kaima, even when I see a 6-year-old sundi mupa pandwena akitipikisana. You get it? So I will not be forced to do this. I didn't kaime ngati head of youth. Well, that's the misconception.
Right.
Spani zina lipopa tunaona ma convention and to aid akupikisana ose pa head of youth. Upeza mpando wina pale mtu mmoja upita no post. So instead of having more youthful representation in the national executive committee of the party, upeza kuti mwana hawiroka for no send malimbira pa head of youth and afuna deputy, it ends there. So I say no to that. So that's what I'm saying. Sine mwana 34, I must be transitioning from that youth bracket that we have.
Right.
By next year December, I'll be hitting out of the youth bracket. So I must have made a plan with how will I operate from now onwards. So that's what I am doing, and I'm transitioning. So any position or any initiative which is put in brackets youth. Pena nema pita for leader na sanga no dinebe youth as of now. Kwa mantima anga susangala. I want to move away from those things. I want to focus on the general public. What are the people thinking? Muntu wazaka 50 ali mavoto wanje. Okay, wazaka 10 ali mavoto wanje. Oseo should be inclusive. So that's where I'm moving. So yeah, nimafano ngani yakuti yeah, sine wajebele. Ndine muhonkulu kwambiri. Okay, ndi mwana ndi nkazi. Sine mwana.
Yeah, ikoti tikukhala ndi mwana ndi nkazi, sikuti kutana zoti munthu ndi wankulu so pena. Ena malukhala ndi mwana ndi wankazi.
Ali ana naoso.
Ali ana.
Amene ndo anaja fulumia. Amene ndo uja fulumia.
So my question is, anthu ambiri mwina azaka 34, mwina kumapita musi or 34, kumapita samafuna kumapanga nawo za politics. They distance themselves. And panopa a lot of people achinyamata. And of course tukaona ena kumayankhula koma ena kumana, you know what? If we are done. And then so mwina so ndoti okay, best case panopa anadisiya ndoti fitsiriza vota so. What's your take on this? Komaso, what is it that you can tell achinyamata amene wawa amene akuvesera azaka 34? Komaso ndifusa so pakamozi. Anthu ambiri akula mzibaniwa, they don't trust
kwambiri
achinyamata mwina zaka 34. Yeah.
Ndisa nawo.
Ndifuna ndive. Mutana nawo.
Yeah. Collectively zibani zonse. Singulinga tana nawo ndi nuyankho kuti kwatokwe. Koma it's a problem in all the parties.
Ababa situ kupanga so ulika kukoka koma ndikuna kuti koseke kuti samatenga anthu. Ndifuna ndive maganizo anu. One, pa anthu achibani amene samapanga trust achinyamata. Two, achinyamata so amene akuona ngati onda akuchepa. You know akuzisiya zinthu zilizamba tikamaza fika zaka 50. Ndifuna ndimve kuti malangizo anu kapena maganizo anu mundu otani.
Ndiyambira loti lachinyamata amene amathawa ndalewe ina ndiyankha mapeto. The biggest mistake imene munthu ungapange ndikusiyira nyani munda. You get it? Iwe walima chimanga chako. Ndi mwina umalima kunchinjika, umalima kasungu. Zimene amapanga masiku lachinyamata, the corn weekends ukaendera. Upeza munda muja wapeza mwanyani 5. Chimanga chachiwisi cha mondokwa dowe. Akusakaza kuchola. Nde mwina unalima mizere 10 for example. Wapeza aja mizere 7. Mizere 3 yo uisiya uza basa siye na malizi. What do? You chase them, eh?
Yes.
So the little thing we have, there's something we can still salvage from it. That little thing, we need to protect it at all costs. Because we can use that small thing to rebuild our country.
Right.
So in Malawi, we still have we still have natural resources. So many. We have that lake. We have minerals. These things, we can benefit from this as a country. We have oil. We have so many. We have natural resources in abundance.
Right.
And do you know what everyone says that even on Facebook. Do you know why you're for it? Because I'm government Malawi and they're for it. So taona ndo for it. That's Nyamata. We are lucky these days. We have the internet. We read a lot. Tikamona zimena kupanga Ibrahima Traore ku Burkina Faso, 35-year-old, now 36-year-old president. You say, wow. Zoteka zimena that upanga zimena. What Magufuli did. I'm mentioning my role models. What Magufuli did in Tanzania in 6 years. A president who only traveled 6 times in 6 years. Never traveled outside Africa. Only traveled to fellow African countries. 6 years. Never went to beg. But their country still progressed. You look at Thomas Sankara. 1983, 1987. 4 years. Sankara did what so many presidents now cannot do. You know, even what the Americans, the British, the French couldn't do. If you talk of gender, women empowerment, Sankara knew these things before the Westerners taught us. You know, so what am I trying to say? Young people have got that energy and that willingness to change things.
Right.
We have the zeal, we have the knowledge, because we have the internet. We can see, we have the innovation. We can think ideas. So when people like this, you look at people that are building Malayan businesses. You look at this person, Wisely Pili, the MD, the CEO of Spark Systems.
Yes.
That guy is young and he inspires me. I've never met him. I'm a push and kini. Building in city center muje. The most beautiful building in city center right now, owned by his company. Yes, owned by him literally. If you look at the Achina Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook Live to Banga,
Yes.
young people who start these initiatives. So why not us in Malawi? So not only in politics, even business wise, young people need to push. Politics, why politics? Young people, like Malcolm X said, we must understand the politics of our community, and we must know what politics is supposed to produce.
Right.
Those are very critical things. What is politics supposed to produce? So look at development. It's a product of politics, because the development agenda of Malawi, the one who run government, the one who collect our taxes, we have a social contract that we did. We gave these people the power to make decisions on our behalf. If they make bad decisions, everyone suffers. Right now we're complaining, bread wafika win 2,000. Anyone chagut. A few years ago, bread magula 600 kwaje. Mabando, all these things is mango chitika. The economy of the country is another product of politics. So there's so many things that I can mention. You know, livelihood too, the product of politics. Quality of life, product of politics. So if you shine away from politics, there's an element of truth. Anto ojenjera, anto anzeru agamatawa ndali, amala mulidwa ndizi siru. Yeah, if the wise shine away from politics, they are ruled by idiots. Because idiots are daredevils. Saopa. Go to parliament, there are people there who stay the whole 5 years. They will not make any statement. They don't follow anything, but they were clever enough to say, Make is collecting nomination papers in Ndima now. How many signatures do you want? 200. Do it up. Then they made their campaign. They won. They're there. They understand nothing about governance. They understand nothing about policy development, policy formulation. Amangoziwa, I know. They go for tea break. Those are the people that rule your country when you decide not to take a part. So young people must know, especially those that are coming up. You know, when you learn a lot when you have got a child. Like I learned so much when the moment I had a baby. I was like, so for this one to wear diapers is my responsibility. If I'm broke, savala diaper. You get it? Akasiya kuyamwa, uyazifuna azija. If I'm broke and I don't do anything, and she will have me to blame. Because she didn't choose to be on this age until she's 18. That's when she can say, okay, I'm now independent. I have to pay for her fees, I have to plan for that. It's the same with governance. So people put out there, I'm hunger. So when you put idiots there, who will die with hunger. So we must decide, what kind of a future do you want as Malawi? So this, I'm speaking this to young people, and I'm looking at them now. If you don't want to go and register, panopa kumanena kuti opanda NRB, opanda national ID, simukavota, enano mulibe ma national ID, mango khala makomo. Udolo pa Twitter, pa Facebook, mango tokota. Boma likapanga zofoira, kumango yankhula. Afika nthawi mukalembese, mulibe national ID. Ena mulina national ID yo, amba kulembesa amegi, simukalembesa. Simuzavota now, koma you be the first to criticize. Those are people who are sellouts. They're the ones who are destroying our country. It's not those who are leading, it's those ones. Because that voter apathy creates bad leaders. So if you want a good leader, a leader that you support, that you believe in, go register, take part, campaign, tell somebody that you should vote for this one, not this one, because of ABCD. Simulando. That's the first part that I wanted to say. And as young people, we are to blame. If we don't vote, we are to blame. Because the Kamakamba says to Agenda 2063. Do you think these leaders that are there, they will be there, they will be alive? 2063. 2063 is probably you and I, who might be alive. It's probably these young ones who are 18, 20. These ones will be alive. So Kamakamba agenda manager, who is supposed to champion it? It's supposed to be us, who will get to see that 2063. You know? So young people must be interested. They must take part in politics. Ndali siza zisiru. Ndali siza mabulutu. Ndali nzantu anzeru. So they must come in. Let's change the narrative. Someone can dial in Zanto for it. Second question we asked, kuti mzipani akamona achinyambala ngati kubwera. Ena amakwiya adizona. And this is for every party. I'm not selecting any party. Because I've interacted with all parties. I know what happens, what goes on in there. There are so many young politicians that we meet in our circles. It's actually the greatest level of I don't know whether to call it stupidity or short-sightedness or myopia to say. But these people are myopic because awiroziwa kuti chisango ya chamawa 70% of the people voting are below 40. Do you know that? 65% of the people voting are below 35. And those that are from bracket 18, 25. So you think some gogo will be somewhere making decisions for these people without consulting them or without involving them? Because consultation is another thing. Involving them. We must have politics made inclusive. When you're talking about women empowerment, we're talking about a 50-50 campaign. We must also have a 50-50 campaign for young people to be involved in politics. So we need to remove all the barriers for young people to participate. There are social cultural barriers. That's a social cultural barrier, and it's a backward way of thinking. It's not progressive. We need to be progressive enough. So economic barriers. We know the economic situation of young people. For a young person to run a campaign, for example, your MP or your councillor, do you know in 2019, on average, how much every MP spent to win? On average, now we're reporting about between 25 to 30 million kwacha.
Okay.
MPs that won, they spent that kind of money on average. But nobody even be double because of these devaluations that have been there.
Right.
So you look at somebody who is fresh from, for example, fresh from college. Kuyuke mpano sam kutana kuti ana college tawina ma MP kuyuke. For example, alipo ena agenduzwa some young person from Nzuni akuimira MP kusalima. Al fourth year bakumaliza akuimira janyamawa. Where do you think that person will find that money? Even just to go and put out a nomination to make. It's also costly as well. So we need to remove those economic barriers. So, and I say good leaders are those that prepare the next generation.
Right.
Those are the best leaders. If you are a leader, you have got a team, you have got a circle, media, and your team is made up of 10 people, and all of them are above 40. You must be ashamed of yourself. You need to find somebody who is in their 20s there, because you're grooming them. They must move with you. They must walk with you. They must see, oh, this is how we approach people. Nowadays, if I see because those are our values. You'll teach them by walking them through. Give challenges to young people. Give them assignments, even the bigger ones. They fail, they learn, because you learn through failure. And when they fail, you don't banish them. You motivate them. You should have done A, B, C, D. This is how we do it. Next time they improve. By the time they reach in their 30s, they must be responsible people. Do you know the Malawi Congress Party? The one party state, because that one everyone belonged there. The one that was our liberation movement for Malawi. Do you know how old the Secretary General was? The first Secretary General of that party.
Tell us.
He was 19 years old. Do you know who it was? Aleke Banda.
Okay.
Look at the trajectory of leadership, Aleke Banda, until he died. He has been in government and service and politics all his life. At 19, Secretary General. At 23, he was minister. Look at how he has run his politics. Because he was groomed all the way. So our politics is failing because we have people who say, okay, when I'm done with college, nika vepa a private sector.
Yes.
Di vepa. When I'm approaching retirement, nika imiro MP kumuzi. And these are people who know nothing about service or saving people and politics. That's why we are where we are right now in this situation. We have got failed political systems, we have got failed governance systems, because there's no conversation, there's no intergenerational conversation between this generation to the other generation. Mabetu wake, my Gen Z ama kuya ngati ukenya uja. Because everything has failed, so what do? Let's start from scratch, which is bad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. My name is Felicitas Nya-Uyu, and tonight I'm having a very productive conversation with my guest Yongo Wayongo. This is the first politician to come on this platform. And TV, we said no, we have to talk about this. Like I said, politics ndi zinthu zoti zimene zimapanga play a very big role mmene dziko likuyendera. Yongo mawa nomaliza
yes
kwa anthu
amene anthu mabando angathele.
But then the good thing is anthu akuipatsa moto pa Facebook, the comments. And please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you share the broadcast, invite your friends and family.
Please.
Mwankula zinthu zina zokuti sizingangothandiza munthu kundale zoka. I think business wise or munthu growing up, issues to do with zobanga groom. You know, we have a lot of kids out there okuti akupanga zinthu mashodabo zoti kodi anthuwa
they have parents or guardians.
Exactly. So zikufunika anthu ngati feyo, zikufunika anthu even maujino aziwathandizira. Koma ano ngati dziko lizaze ndi anthu okuti timeti kungopanga ndi mijedo yokhayo kasingagwire. And here we timanena kuti mijedo yaife sitimangojeda kuti anthu ambali
kunyoza munthu.
No, we don't do that. We bring things here kuti mumve muzevele noka, clear out things and all that. So mwina mtango naso mawu ano omaliza kwa anthu amene akutsadirani kwa kanda chipani chanu so mwina kungwalimbikitsa komanso just in general anything that you have nthawi yanu ti munenese kumtima kwanu ndi meneyi.
Zomwe kwambiri amalawi amene mumaonera nthawi imene mapanga live broadcast yathu enaso muonera afterwards for zinthu zilipobe ena muzaonera kachaka chamawa nthawi imene muzaonerera tikufuna kuwalimbikitsa amalawi kuti tikhale anthu olimba mtima tisaone ngati kuti tatheratu kuli maiko ena kuti anadzuka ifenso tasauka pang'ono. Maiko ena anadzuka from where we are. Mukamwerenga nkhani ngazali na Singapore na China. Nkhani zopanga inspire kwambiri. Amene ali kutali. Maiko ena kuti zungulira tikwaona akunyamuka. Aina Tanzania kumafika kumakhala ma mid income economy. You know, you must be inspired kuti ifeso nzotheka. Koma kuti mezitheke tikuena ife tena ogawa. Maka ife achinyamata. Tisasile zinthu za anthu ena. Tsogola Malawi ndi manja mwathu. Zonse zimene amayankhula ma agenda makamba aja ma manifesto amachitika aja achina Malawi 2063 amakambidwa aja ndife tokha meeting asipanga chief. So achinyamata anzanga tisakaike tisafooke tisatope, let's keep on pushing for a better Malawi nzotheka kukhala kuchita bwino. Ndipo si mlandu kuwafunsa anthu amene amatisogolera akakula kupanga zinthu zofoira zimene zichoonekeratu zofoira, let's question them. Samaopezede samaopezane. Malawi doesn't belong to any political party. Malawi ndi atose. Palibe chipani chimene chichili entitled kuti chocho Malawi ndi wawo. Ozomati boma ndi lomweli kumene kuchoka 1964 kufika panopa boma linasintha kawiri. Linasintha koyamba 1964 kuchoka ulamuliro wa Tsamunda kuya ulamuliro wozera mwe atoka. Koma nayi wachipani chimodzi. Boma linasinthanso kachiwiri 1993 titapanga referendum kutufuna tikhale dziko la multi-party democracy. Ndi boma linasintha kawiri. Timangosintha chipani cholamula kapena anthu olamula. Ena simakupusiseni boma ndi lomweli muzayanga boma ndi lomweli. Koma ndufulu osintha amene akuyendesayo. Driver tikoza kumusintha basi ndi yomwe koma driver tikoza osintha. Ndi amalawi tisaope. Kwa chipani changa cha UTM mauso omaliza ndakuti tisataye mtima anthu akamanena kuti chipani chathu chagawanikana chatani ndi zabodza. Chipani chilichonse chikapita convention makamaka pakhala mtsogoleri palibe. Mtsogoleri akuchoka. Pamakhala zimene zimachitika. Malawi muno zitsanzo ndi zambiri taziona. Musataye mtima amene tikusapota munthu wina uyu tete tisapote muno bwino, ena tindi winayo tisapote muno bwino, tisakhale kunyozana. At the end of the day tose after 17 November tizafuna kuti tikhale chipani chimodzi chimene chichokonzeka kuzatenga boma chaka cha mawa September. Ndi tisataye mtima, tisatope, tisaope, tisafooke. Chaka cha mawa nzotheka kutenga boma. Ziko mwambiri.
Pali comment ina musana vile komasa rufusa ni mafusa atatu. Pali comment by Medsela Kanchaja kuti mwindi brother wanu bwana. I heard you're already married but your brother can marry Nya-Uyu.
Brother wanga akuone naso mwina koma ndiko zokupalamula kwa alamu mwina ndi azazi yankira yekha ndiko kupasa phone number yake.
Fusola mbili hapa hot seat. Muda kazo niyo ndina president. Kuti akupasa 24 hours ukhale president ndi zinthu ziti zimene mukhoza kusinta in 24 hours.
24 hours. Ma ministry ena opanda ntchito amene tibango aphwanya kuti tibange accommodate zinzathu kwachosa kwaphatikiza. For example, Ministry of Mining siyofunika kukhala yokha, Ministry of Energy siyofunika kukhala yokha. Ministry of Natural Resources can accommodate all these two ministries. Ndapeka example moza alipo ministry ambiri tikozokhala ndi minister 18 okha ndikupanga save ma cost ambiri toyamba. Chachiwiri kusaenda maulendo ofunikira kuchosa maulendo osafunikira. President wa Malawi sangaluze kale kose ataenda pachaka kamodzi kutuluka. Even pa zaka zitatu kuyenda kamodzi sangaluze kale konse maminista nchita wamene akopapita mwapasa malipoti. Expenditure ina yofoira kwambiri tikakhala ndi ma events alonse amakapanga nsalu kumagawa umamva event palowa 200 million ma event ena amadabwisa kwambiri kuti expenditure ndochuluka kwambiri. Expenditure ina so imene makhala kuma state residences, we don't need president kukhala ndi nyumba 5 zoti zikagonako nzopanda ntchito. Timapanga create maufumu timankhula ma emperors amakhala kuma palace. We don't need palaces.
Okay.
We don't need that. President akumakhala malo enake malo amozi abwino bwino kwina akapita asipanga managements akapita kunja president amagona hotel oto amatsika value kuti si president ibe pita ku Blantyre akuzogona hotel ampeza apartment agona abwa ulongwe. You don't need to have two ulonge moka ndi nyumba ziwiri za president. What do we benefit from those? And if you check budget, national budget ya dziko ndalama zimene azipanga allocate kwa president kuma state residences billions of money, and I'm one of the people amene mapanga push for free education. I told you I'm a socialist. I push for free public education from primary school to university. Nzoteka atatango chosa cost yokhaija kuti president azikhala nyumba imodzi. All that other money channeled the Ministry of Education nzoteka kukhala ana opposite masukulu aboma aulere kumaja aso kumakhefuza kumaphikira ngazimene machitika kalekale zije. All these things are possible. So there are so many things that I can look up to. What I can do in 24 hours is put measures that will cut extravagance in government.
Right.
Yeah, public spending is kind of minimum. It's kind of only on necessary things. Also, into zofoira zimene zimachitika. A president apita kwa mpera Sunday, pamakabe expenditure ikule paje. Pala anthu ena akwaperekeza kuti president can go and worship bwino bwino pena pake. I mean Malawi sio ndiziko kuti we are not a war zone. Pena many president amayendera pa. And these things omwe also they are promising kuti azachipesa convoy to less than 10 cars. It's there in their manifesto. Sunungu ankula. Nangwe wala page yake kwa mantana kine always it's there. They said they will reduce convoy president to not more than 10 cars. How many cars do we have now on the convoy president? All those are fuel gassing machines. Zimaja fuel. Akafika pa event paja, let's say pali nsonkhano ngati civil wompa na nsonkhano apanga ku commemorate za CPN chitene. Ino president akafika malo sazimisa magari morao. Amalida be paka siku lose paka alachoka. So amaka alipo ngata maja all those cars. You know, some of these things we create demigods. Zodabwisa kwambiri. I don't even know what makes these people comfortable to say I want this treatment. And they feel good. Quite now I feel ashamed because we are creating unnecessary expenditures. We are a very extravagant country. For a begging country, it's very sad because 60% of our budget ndio bempa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Muna kazi ndina president 24 hours. Ndeno mwapinjika mfuna mga nkhole ndi kwa muntu oti mfuna mga pangi borrow a leaf of wisdom in Malawi. Mkozopita wandani.
You ask me personally atamene ndi mapanga value.
Ngati niyo kuti lekeze ndina president panopa. Awupasa 24 hours. Mwapinjika mfuna muthamange mkango to borrow a leaf of wisdom from antamedi kwa zama politicians. Ame mungapite ko kapempha nzelu ndi ati.
For politicians that would be hard for me to mention now. Okay. What I would say is takanta hamene ni president number one, I'll look at the biggest critics, those who are offering alternatives. But antama panga offer alternatives. Amalemba ena ma newspaper moja ena mayankula. So you look at the leader of opposition. They should be able to talk to them. I mean, what do you think about this? Should be able to borrow from them. Osango vela ntamena akuza zimene wezo kusangalase. Because that's our biggest problem. So I'll look at the biggest critics. I'll look at professionals. You look at sometimes at academicians, they also have solutions. You look at the people who are in the private sector.
Right.
Yeah, so you must be able to consult not only politicians. The biggest problem our leaders consult politicians. And most times politicians lie to you because they want you to smile, they want you to say you love them, they want you to give them favors. Yep.
Our last question on the hot seat. Antamafusa kuda UTM mukumangopita ntawuni kai panopa. SKC, the late SKC amapita mpaka na mamizi. Are you planning on kumapita mamizi kapena niyo yanu ndi ntawuni basi okayo?
Mamizi mupiridwa ndipo mukupiridwa. One thing you should know is kuti misonkhano tapanga iwiri. These are memorial rallies and these are regional memorial rallies. So we're doing it region by region. Tinakayamba ku north kumene Dr. SKC anamwalira. We did that on purpose kukambira ku north.
Right.
We did it in Zuzu. When we look at the center where people can easily come, we did it in Zuzu. We have done Masinta in Lilongwe. We are targeting central region. In a few weeks time we're going southern region, we're going eastern region. We are done with my memorial. Then things will start moving. anthu ena amapanga misonkhano yawo ngolimira silandira the much publicity as my memorial rallies aja because umakhala ma high profile politicians. Como you've heard about my candlelight, for example.
Yes.
You know candlelight, those events are happening even in midst at Haumabanga Oka.
Okay.
And they are driven by the people themselves, not the party.
Ndirenga mafusa awiri amene anthu afusa baba.
Silichoka ndo bana.
Ndio mahawando maliza awiri. Fuso yambiri anaanza kuti how can you describe Fredo Case, and if do you think Fredo Case can be a good president? That's the first question. The second question, what's your take on the report imena tuluka ya the late SKC?
Okay, very tough questions as well. The first one, Fredo Case, ndiye ankamena ankira yanga age. Can you be a president? Like I said, every person can be a president.
Right.
Everyone who has got a sane mind. Sinchito yovuta guys, anyamara president sinchito yovuta, linchito yopweka kwambiri. Mupanga analyze the 6 presidents we've had. Mwapanoka, mwayangane and was challenging your morning at zina zina apanga simunga boss. President sinchito yovuta. So Fredo Case, yeah, he can make a president. I think he's a man of a sane mind. He has the right education, he's exposed. He speaks values. I see him when he's speaking, he speaks values. So I don't think angaliperuka president. The president is century of voter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your take on the report here at the late SKC?
No comment.
All right.
No
Ladies
comment.
and gentlemen, there you have it. Thank you so much, Nya-Uyu, for coming on the hot seat.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back after this short break. Do let me know what you think about this conversation. After short break, is a program. Thank you so much, DJ.
Welcome to Chris Motorsport, Malawi's premier car styling workshop. We are your one-stop shop for all things automotive, specializing in top-notch mechanical repairs, car customization, panel beating and spray painting. Say hello at +265 995 614 121 or +265 997 693 052. Visit us in Area 3, plot number 605, near Bishop Mackenzie International School. Follow us on Facebook at Chris Motorsport. Chris Motorsport, Malawi's premier car styling workshop.
Dick is Walker in the mix. Dick is Walker in the mix.
People, I hope you guys are having a great time. It's crazy on Facebook right about now, and I'm going Yongo wa Yongo. A big shout out to Yongo wa Yongo, and a big shout out to you all people. I mean, I'm going to VTV right now in Mijedo Corner. Ladies and gentlemen, it's late. I think Mijedo next week. But a big shout out to you all for watching. A big shout out to you guys, and a big shout out to Yongo wa Yongo for coming. You know, Antambira Maoba Kubwera Ntamagana and all that. Mada Lucia Muyaya akunena kuti it has been a productive one. Omwe muda irani next week has been challenged. Akaganize bwino bwino zote azaya nkule. Otherwise azaya said. Ladies and gentlemen, Obuankaza good UTM my vote. Wilson Costa Kombosola, I see you. Please share the broadcast, invite your friends and family. Next week, the guest winner. Like I said, we do not belong to any party. Vilekeke TV, it's open for winnerless as long as we went to citizen wa Malawi. Kandina you dare for akala kubwera banova, DVB akala kubwera banova, MCP akala kubwera banova. Ladies and gentlemen, and a favor, share the broadcast. Chester Precious Musta, share the broadcast. Raphael Kambwili Jr., I see you. Monique Becky, Haya, I see you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Felicitas Nya-Uyu, the queen of positive vibes, the queen of entertainment, the fearless, the voice for the voiceless. This is Vilekeke Television, your happiness, our legacy. TV station that gives you guys nothing but the best. One of the best online show ever. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be signing out at exactly 10 o'clock. Ndeba no bandufuna muibatse moto. Aina dandly share the broadcast, invite your friends and family. To me, if you ask me, I think zimena yankula baba siza politics zoka. These are things already oda kodwe mbanja mwanomo ma business mwanomo life yako because akutaniza kwambiri ngati warani wako. Eza anthu aorganiza ball kaoka. On the ones and twos, ladies and gentlemen, we have DJ Clint, Jama Abraham, share the broadcast, Faith Smiley Yona, I see you. I would invite me next. I don't know if a ball. I don't want to go to Zion Kura Boy and Ivano Bagan. Why you DF, DPP, MCP, Mbagua, Uzipani Zone, Chipanija, Chikomeni? Because that's a way. Vibes on vibes, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time. I go by the name Felicitas Nya-Uyu. Manga follow page ya Yongo wa Yongo. Kumeni goso mkoza kumabita nditu kumaka fusa mafuso. Aninagale zoda antu wa mzoa fusa. Don't just follow people. Mafusa. And muntu a great leader samata wa mafuso. If you ngaruma yanka mafuso zima karabu. Olo kubanja atu. Ngadi mamuna wako madayandi mafuso. Then question him. You can't be just a helper to someone who utawa mafuso. As a man, you need to answer questions. Maunkazi uzizwa rubanga leader and the head of the family azizi week. So it's the same thing. Principle ndikuna ngudi go say question people, question the people you're following. This goes to all parties. IUDM question your leaders, MCP question your leaders, DPP question them, UDF unali. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name Felicitas Nya-Uyu. Tomorrow I'll post Yongo wa Yongo again. Ndikaso ndukubanga so tag mahando zao. Amene muri ndi mafuso fuseni kumene gogo akakuyankhani. Have a good night. Ezi ndikuzamala zotole babaja Kusekuonse okukaniza zaiwe Mwaleta ndilole